A very good afternoon to everybody. Thank you for joining us on our sunset safari. Well, it's not really a sunset safari as there's a lot of cloud cover this afternoon and quite a bit of wind, and we are expecting rain. But good afternoon, everybody. My name is Cedric, and behind the camera with me on Rusty, we've got Panda. So thanks for joining us on our sunset safari. All right, first of all, I'm sitting here at a carcass. Now, if you were watching this morning on the sunrise safari, I found those 4 wild dogs and they were busy feeding on that female impala. And this is now pretty much the remains of the female impala. Alright, well, let's just sit here and listen out. Maybe we can hear the buffaloes bleating somewhere, or I don't know. Let's just take a look. Let's just see. I'm at Twin Dams. I'm on the southern side of Djuma now. As I said, I was going to come and follow up on the herd of buffaloes and maybe to see if those 3 lionesses did not come over north into Djuma following the buffaloes. But so far, no luck on either species. Ina, why didn't predators just sit at waterholes and wait for prey? I think the big thing. Sorry, I just heard something crashing behind me. Oh, it's a truck. I think the predators have to move around as well. They've also got a territory to patrol, an area to look after. So it's the same as you. It's like, you can imagine, why don't you just sit in the kitchen all day and open the fridge and eat? You've got to go and go patrol your garden, go water your flowers, go and pick up on the fresh air. Oh, there's a water monitor there. And so yes, that's what the predators have to do. So they're not always at the waterholes. I know it sounds very simple. It sounds like, why don't they do it? I would do it. If I was a predator, I would sit here and wait for things to come down. But unfortunately, it doesn't work that way always. So yeah, but how nice is that? Beautiful Nile monitor that's just enjoying not much sun, but just lying on the banks here and trying to heat up its body as much as possible on a very windy and cloudy day. But if it was much warmer, you'll find that they'll be sunning nicely and then moving around in the water, maybe swimming, looking for some prey, fish or frogs, little birds, eggs. A very thick, very muscular tail. Isn't it stunning? Oh, yawn. Look at that yawn. Did you see that? Give a good old yawn for the afternoon. Almost made me yawn now. Just looking at the Nile monitor yawn. I yawned. It's weird how we connect. Actually, Panda was actually explaining about it the other day, which was very. Was it you or was it BK? I'm not too sure. What was funny is that BK or Panda, I'm not too sure. I think it was you. You yawned, and I wasn't looking at the cam up. It was you. Yeah. So Panda was yawning, and I was just driving, and I yawned the same time as Panda, and then it was about maybe 5 minutes later down the road. Panda yawned again, and I yawned without actually seeing Panda yawning, and I yawned. So it just shows you that the connection between people, between, how can I say, organisms is amazing. We don't even have to see each other do it, and it actually happens. So yeah, and I think yawning is a very interesting thing, because honestly, if you see something yawn, it could be anything. Like now, this Nile monitor yawned, and it got me yawning. So, wow, amazing. Well, we are still sitting here with the herd of a Cape buffalo that's still feeding around here. So I just got some updates from one of the guides now that apparently the lions have crossed from Little Gowrie into Djuma here, exactly south of us, towards this herd of a buffalo. So we are not going to go anywhere. We might get some action for the afternoon. I'm looking at the wind direction, so the lions won't go downwind. They will never hunt downwind because it's pointless. So if the lions are going to come for these buffaloes, 10 to 1 they'll come from the southern side of these buffaloes or from the right of us, that's to the west, and that will be the perfect approach. And as you know, it's very cool this afternoon and there's a lot of sun, a lot of clouds, so I think the condition for her hunt is perfect. So we are going to just sit here and observe and see when things do go down. But I heard a lot of guys coming on to Djuma now as well, so I think a lot of guides are looking to come into the sighting because they know what might pretty much escalate in the near future. That's of course this afternoon. But for now, Panda and myself, we have got front seat tickets. You see that male there close to the termite mound, big horns, very thick, big boss on him. As you can see, nice young boy, not an old male, youngish male, but he's got beautiful boss on his head, so we call it a boss. Very thick. Of course, keratin, very hard keratin. And that's why many times they'll thrash their horns against trees and bushes just to harden that keratin, almost like a callus. If you're thinking about if you play tennis often or squash or some kind of sport where you hold a bat or a racket, you get those calluses. Same thing with a buffalo, thrashing their horns often against bushes and all that, just strengthens their horns quite a bit.
Rolo, yeah, for now Ezulwini is only with these two bulls. Every time I'm seeing him he's with, not necessarily different bulls, but sometimes he's with bigger groups, sometimes he's by himself. But at the moment it seems like these two young bulls are trailing him, following him, learning from him, helping to protect him. They also got a healthy respect for him. I need to see that again. Anyway, the subtlest of movement. You can just see how that young elephant nearly wetted himself there. They are terrified of him. I would also be with those tusks. You could clearly see there the respect. He just made a subtle movement to the young bull and he had the fright of his life, like, oh my goodness, here comes those tusks now.
But yeah, nice to have Ezulwini. Well, Chris had Ezulwini this afternoon. Fantastic, big boy, big male elephant. Can't wait. I've never seen him before. I've seen screenshots and that, but I've never seen him. Nice to have the herd of buffalo as well making their way around to the area. But yeah, but I'm hoping that everybody had a lot of fun this afternoon. It has been a bit of a tough one, but that's fine. You know, as I say, tough times never last. Only tough people last. So yes, it has been tough, but it's all good. And make sure that you join us again tomorrow morning. And thanks so much for all the comments and questions. And I think we're going to end it off here. And yes, thank you so much, Jordan, for keeping us as well on our toes this afternoon, as always. But oof, look at this wind is coming now. Oh my word, what perfect timing. But yes, make sure that you do join us on our sunrise tomorrow. It's going to be interesting, weather-wise, very interesting. I think watch this space, but make sure that you join us. Of course, from the herd of impalas that you do see, from Panda, from everybody at MC, and from myself. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening. Good night.